Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everyone's had a great week this week. We are going to move on to the weekend because I said so, because it's on the calendar, because the weekend happens after Friday. So, have a great Friday, everybody. Again, I have no headlines. Wildly unprepared. What is my problem? Actually, nothing's my problem. Getting a little lazy prior to the break. But here we go. We're going to kick this off with Isaiah's classic car review. What has he got this week?
Hey everyone, it's Isaiah here for another classic car review. And today's classic car is a very rare 1938 Bugatti Type 57 SC. So, I know none of you have heard about this car before, but its origin is from France. It's the most luxurious car since the 1930s, along with other cars like the 1936 Stout Scarab, a 1930s Tolebaut Lago, and other cars too. For so long, a lot of millionaires usually purchase this car, the Type 57 SC, because it's known as the treasury French car of all French cars that we know, from games, movies, and shows. The car became a most popular rare icon since the 1930s to onward, but it's really impossible to look for one around America and other countries as well, because they usually have a car museums for display only. So therefore, also, fun fact, there's also a car in GTA 5 that looks like it. If you customize it, really incredible. It kind of looks like it, but differently. Technically, so it wouldn't get copyrighted from the Bugatti manufacturer from France. So, it's extremely super cool. And hopefully, maybe sometimes in the future, I can get to see one in person. And maybe I can show you it to y'all. So that's about it. Bye.
Ooh, Bugatti. I just think that's a cool name, Bugatti. It just sounds like a really cool car. If you say it's a really cool car and we're gonna call it the Bugatti, it's like, that's cool. That's, it's even like Ferrari, Lamborghini. They all end in an E. I wonder if Bugatti's Italian. I'll bet you it probably is. Lamborghini, Ferrari, Bugatti, all end in an E, which is actually isn't an E, it's an I. But yeah, interesting. So very cool car, love the Bugattis. 1938, man, that's old. That is old. But they raced cars back then. I don't know if they were doing the 24 Hours of Le Mans at that point. I don't think that started till later, but pretty cool. All right, thank you for that, sir. Next up, some free Epic Games with Gary.
Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of What's Free at the Epic Game Store this week. That's its name, right? That's its name. Right, Tater? That's its name. What's free at the Epic Game Store this week? He blinked. That's his sign that he means he agrees. Okay. This week we only have one game. I'll tell you the rest when we get there. I might have to scroll to get to that, but yes, the game. The game we have is Cardpocalypse. Cardpocalypse. Those of you who play card games, Eamon and Gary, you might know what I'm talking about. This is different though. This is an RPG card game. You are Jesse, and you go to Dudesdale. Is that right? Dudesdale Elementary. You're 10 years old. You're a girl, by the way. Jesse's a girl's name in this game. No offense to you guys named Jesse. What's going on is your game got confiscated by the teacher. Teachers are banning your game. You can't play Mega Mutant Power Pets Master. You can't become a Mega Mutant Power Pets Master because the game got banned. But what happens is the monsters in the game are coming to life in your school. So it's up to you and your friends to save the school. Like I said, it is a card game, so you will be dealing with like the back and forth rotation. You know, the mutants attack and then you attack. You know, each character gets to throw a card down, and then the mutant throws their cards down, and the higher one wins, etc. Well, that's pretty much it. You gotta defeat the mutants, and you gotta save your school. You and your friends have to save your school from these mutant card monsters. But one of the cool skills is once your pets get down to halfway, suddenly they gain super mutant powers, right? So they go from being regular power to super powerful when they hit half health. Anyway, this is back in the 90s, back when they used floppy disks. And if you needed like to learn powers for video games, like to learn extra things for video games, you'd have to get like a magazine that have like the cheat codes in it. Yeah, that's back in those days, right? But that doesn't really deal with you in the game. In the game, you and your friends are trying to defeat these monsters. It looks like a pretty cool game. The graphics in it, I don't know how I describe the graphics in it. Check it out for yourself. But it's free. I mean, normally it's a $25 game, right? That you get for nothing. So you might as well get it. The other game, if you can call it a game, you really can't call it a game, but it's free. It's the Albion Online. It's a Mega Mage bundle. Normally a $55 value. You're getting like extra stuff if you play Albion Online. Okay, you're gonna get a full mage wardrobe. You get his robe, hats, boots, all that kind of stuff. An armored horse mount skin. So it'll look cool, but it won't. It's just a skin. It's not gonna function any better. Spellbook weapon skin and guild customization. Right, you'll get colors and stuff like that make your guild look good. Oh, you also get a Mist Wolf mount skin, 400 community tokens, 3 scrolls of fame, 500 learning points, 10 Adepts Focus Restoration potions, and 10 Adepts Tones of Insight. Not bad if you play Albion Online. If you don't play Albion Online, useless. Okay. So you're really only going to want to download the one game, okay? Cardpopolis. This one, only if you play Albion Online. Last I checked, no one I know here plays Albion Online. So, out of luck there. But download Cardpopolis. It looks cool. Even if you don't like card games, it's an RPG, so how can you lose, right? So get it. Cardpopolis. And the Albion Online thing if you're into Albion Online. Alright? That's it for this week. I don't know about next week. So do we have 2 next week? We do. Oh, and they're good ones. I'll tell you about them next week. One of them I actually have. So I'll tell you more about that, but I'm not going to until next week, okay? So get Cardpopolis this week. Have a good week, guys. We'll see you next week. Oh, and Tater says bye. Is he going to blink for us? He blinked! There you go! He said bye! Have a good week, guys! Boop!
Alright, you got your free Epic Games. You're all set there. You got your movie, Face Off, with Nick Cage and John Travolta. You can check that out. It gives you some cool things to do on the weekend. And it's going to be a little bit warm, maybe, possibly. But, it's dog days of summer, man. Just what it is around here in the Central Valley of California. Next up, we got some NASCAR, because the races are still happening with Zach and Alex. Yes, we have some NASCAR with Alex and Zach right here.
The second half of the season is getting down to the wire. Just 2 races to go before the chase starts. We've got to fire it up. And it all takes place in the bright sunlight in Loudon. That is New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Coming to you from New Hampshire, this racetrack is definitely known as a quarter-mile oval that's shaped like Bristol, and Martinsville. Short track racing, beating and banging, not one of my favorites. Including Richmond, I can't forget Richmond. But, however though, New Hampshire is definitely going to be a huge factor for the guys that are trying to make the chase. Who will make it? We are about to find out. But the intensity begins to pick up for the drivers who are below the cut line. If they want to make the chase, the time is now. But unfortunately for the bottom guys who are below, they are done. You got guys like Ryan Preece and Ross Chastain fighting for their lives to get into the chase. Can they do it? We'll have to find out. And happy Friday. Welcome to NASCAR Picks. I'm Alex, and I'm here with Zach.
Hello.
And we are back for NASCAR. We are getting ready for New Hampshire Motor Speedway after a Saturday night at Richmond. What'd you think of Richmond?
It was pretty good.
All in all, Joey Logano did win that race, but I know everybody did not like to see Logano win. But I want to give you a flashback to 2024 of this bump and run by Austin Dillon and the wreck and run by Austin Dillon when he hit Logano and Denny Hamlin. Take a look.
Joey Logano through 3 and 4 for the final time. There's the contact. He does get to him. The 11 on the inside. He gets into the wall. Dillon's going to win it at the line.
And that is an idiotic move by Austin Dillon. And thankfully, they did not let that stand. But they let him keep the win, but the spot to the chase was not prohibited. So it took him out of contention. He had another shot at Daytona, but didn't happen. Including Darlington, it didn't work for him. So now that it's complete, now let's focus on Richmond or New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Who wins at New Hampshire?
My pick will be Denny Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin. He is the point leader, but looking for redemption after failing an opportunity to win the championship last year when Kyle Larson took it away from him. Could it be the year for him? I don't know, but I am not picking him because I don't like Denny Hamlin. I know you like him, but that's okay. Everybody's got opinions. But, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to go with a guy that has a good shot at it. I think I'm going to go with Ryan Preece. He has been performing well lately, and Ryan definitely shows that he definitely belongs in the Cup Series. But if you remember, he won the Clash at Bowman Gray, which was his first win, but an only Expedition win. Can he win a regular points race? We are about to see. So you got to tune in for 301 laps at New Hampshire. You can catch the Truck Series on Fox Sports 1 and catch the Cup Series on USA. We'll see you guys next week at Daytona.
Take care, everyone.
All right, the races are still happening. This one happens to be in Richmond. Yeah, a lot of the races just happen in the Midwest, back east and stuff. You know, it's not as big out here, even though we have a lot of space and it's always dry. Weird, right? Maybe it's too hot to have the races out here. That can't be so, because a lot of them are in like the south-ish, or even the middle part of the country on the East Coast is still, you know, still very humid. So that ain't it. I'm not sure why we don't have as many races out here. Next up, we have Nostalgia with Zach. Come on, man. It's Friday. We can do this. Podigo, here it comes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Nostalgia. And today, we're going to talk about my favorite show on Cartoon Network. He is the most popular, funniest kid you can think of, who eats everything, any crazy ingredients his master makes. I think you know who I'm talking about. It is Chowder. Now, this show came out in 2007. I didn't know that was that old. It was very popular during the 2000s, but I didn't know it was that old. But all in all, it's a very good show. The reason why this show is so funny is that they always break the fourth wall. Even there's one episode where we actually see the whole cast talking. I mean, it's just really hilarious. All the episodes are hilarious. I mean, just thinking about it just makes me want to laugh my head off. But I recommend go watching some of the episodes because I think all the episodes are hilarious. But enough of me talking. Hope you enjoyed this nostalgia.
You take the moon and you take the sun.
You take everything that seems like fun. You start it all up and then you're done.
Rada, 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 rada.
So come on in, feel free to do some looking. Stay a while, 'cause something's always cooking. Come on in, feel free to do some looking. Stay a while, 'cause something's always cooking. Yeah!
Ladies love it. Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right, Zach. I'm not going to call this simpatico. That would be unfair on my part. But I do know chowder. I do remember this. I remember hearing it a lot. This was probably during the time that my kids were watching a lot more of this stuff. But I don't think I ever watched it, to be fair. I did know it was a cat was part of the character. Couldn't really square up with the color of the cat, although I think it was gray. Ariana thinks he's wearing a purple shirt. I don't know. But chowder, I do remember this. I remember hearing it a lot. I can kind of picture the commercial in my head. So not going to give it a simpatico because that's unfair on my part. I'd be stretching too much to give it a simpatico. Thank you, Zach, for that. All right, we're going to laugh our way out of here with Christina's jokes right here.
Happy Friday, everybody! And who is ready to send some Friday jokes on a Friday on August? What do you call a pig that loves karate? A pork chop. What kind of cheese doesn't belong to you? Nacho cheese. Why can't you trust tacos? Because they always spill the beans. Have a wonderful weekend. And watch the football this weekend, so take care, so bye!
Pig that does karate, the pork chop. Yes, yeah, chop. That was one of the most ridiculous things in 70s action was people would do a karate chop, and they call it that, a karate chop. I don't even know where the heck that came from. Yes, kung fu and karate has chopping motions. I don't know that it's really that effective. I mean, honestly, if you smack your fingers together, it hurts because the fingers like all smashed together. It hurts. But if you hit right here, it's like, yeah, that's solid, but still, it doesn't feel good. That's why there's the punching. The punching, and by the way, punching something, it looks cool on TV, it hurts too. Punching stuff, that's why actually boxers wear gloves, because it hurts to punch stuff. So the karate chop was always very ridiculous. And Star Trek, I love Star Trek. It's still great. Captain Kirk, one of the best fighters of all time on TV. But there was a lot of karate chopping going on, and it was wildly ineffective when he would do it. Or the double-fisted crack. You know, that's really gonna hurt. You ever like hit your two hands together? That ain't gonna work. So, good joke, Christina, but in reality, the karate chop, it's just not, the pork chop is much better than the karate chop, by the way. Tastier, too. Anyway. All right, guys, that is it for Friday. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday for the final week of our summer series and this year before we switch into the holidays. And although we don't officially switch over, or do we? Yes, we do. Yeah, final week before we come back in the holidays. All right, take care, everybody. Have a great weekend.